All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Ugo TV. I am Ugo, your host. This is Elvis, the best looking microphone in the world. And this is right here, the crime scene to one of the most brutal zeroing of 100+ million player that I have ever seen with my own eyes. So if you like videos where we bring you the blood and the murder and all the things that we like to watch as, the sick people that we are playing Rise of Kingdoms, then go ahead and like, subscribe, and share. And let's get started with a little bit of Ugo TV. Alright, so let's frame it a little bit. This was shared by one of the rally leaders, and I'll give the shoutouts here in a little bit. But you can see that before the rallies started, this guy had 1.2 million troops in his city, and quite a few of them are T5s, which is such a heavy loss because anybody who has played this for any time knows that these guys are a lot of work to train. So lots of resources as well, and you'll see part of the carnage that happens is the looting towards the end. And here we go. We get started. So Kingdom or Lost Kingdom 123, 4 rallies at the same time, 2 Eds and 2 Saladins, and just brutal. You can see, boom, the rallies finish, everybody goes home, and this guy is already down 8 million from where I started recording. So again, at this point, altogether, he's down about 20 million. And I would say more than 4 rallies have hit him, probably more like 12 rallies at this point. So absolutely brutal. Hospitals are full. The guy has killed so many T4s and T5s. So this guy is a warrior and one of probably the key players of KVK. So here we go. One more time. Saladins, Eds, and then a couple more coming. So again, the kingdoms managed to have quadruple rallies at least twice that I saw. And then later on we see that it's 3 at a time, 2 at a time, 1. So later on the action is not quite as juicy, but right here, boom, baby. 4 rallies, they do their job. The guy's already down 33+ million. Now, something else that is remarkable is to see his own kills. Altogether, he actually kills over 7 million troops. So this is the defensive game is definitely something to highlight, that it is the best way to kill a lot of troops quick. So here we go, second rally at the same time. Let's add one more ad, and then here you have it. Absolutely brutal. Get all the way to red pretty quickly, and we're watching about twice the speed because I didn't want to keep you for over an hour of watching this. And then the 4th rally was a little bit late, but at this stage in the game where we know the guy is offline, it's quite alright. This is going to speed up the process. Now, I think that Saladin with Mehmed behind would be a really great pairing in this case, but again, the guy is offline, so basically there's no wrongdoing in this scenario. So now the animation shows YSG as a primary, but that is actually misleading. It's Martel primary with YSG secondary, so don't pay attention to that. Now the AoE is quite remarkable, and these kingdoms actually knew pretty well to bring 4 more marches into the AoE to overall diminish the effect by 15%, which is what happens to the skill by YSG. So here we go. Now it's nighttime, and we got Ed doing his thing, and it's funny. People put their marches right behind him, so it looks like the guy's online throwing emojis, but he's not. Nobody would just wait for all these rallies at this point. 13 rallies again that I've watched with my own eyes. It's more like 21, 22 rallies altogether that have happened, and then incoming another rally. So you can see that 996 and then 1881, just brutal. You guys know how to throw a party. So from there, fast forward a little bit, and I started to just throw nukes at this thing because it's just savage the way these guys are zeroing. Again, 100+ million player right here. Another Saladin incoming. And pardon the bell, but I just thought it would be funny. But from there, he's all the way down to 63. Now, most T5s, if they have full research, they're a little bit over 50 million when you're all said and done. In this case, this guy will get down all the way to 53 million. If you are catching an earlier T5, you might drop all the way down to 45 million. But if you are the receiving party, now 4 rallies is just too many, so just don't do it. But I would say maybe 2 rallies, you will be okay if you watch your power go down. In KVK scenarios, maybe 5 million, that's a good time to put on a shield. And if you get caught in a war frenzy, just don't even take a rally, teleport out. It's just messy business. So from here we start seeing some other marches, and there are noobs that send their marches to loot right at the end when it gets red, but you be careful. That's an easy way for too many marches to try to hit, and then you zeroing your looting march because you were late to the game. So right here it starts dropping really fast, and you start seeing the AoE for some of the marches, but overall you start seeing that we're getting to the end of the road, already down to 56 million, so only about 300k left to hit his hospital or the graveyard, really. And at this point it just gets messy. People start swarming, and even the swarm is hurting a little bit. So again, you gotta wait for the rallies to get players down to 53 million, let's say, or 50 million, to make sure that you're not zeroing your looting marches, which again, more kills for the victim. And then we see, at least in my view of it, the very last rally, Saladin. So for a total of 21 rallies that we got to watch with our very own eyes, and at this point, just the savages of Lost Kingdom 123 go to town and start swarming, and you see the poor YSG drops to yellow and red very quickly, and there isn't much left here but to loot, and might as well get all those resources that we all fight so hard to put together. So anyways, from there, you can see here I just finally dropped the biggest nuke I could find in the green screen world, and it's just brutal from here on out, just a massacre. The guy is obviously still not online, and then we get finally to the point where you don't see any bars anymore. It's just straight up looting. So from there, I want to show you some of the reports, some of the buffs, so that we can analyze. Martel YSG in this situation is actually one of the best marches, especially for KVK 2. I would highly recommend that you have that, but I would just really highly recommend that you never get in this situation. And how do you avoid it? 24-hour shields, okay? The story, as far as I found out, is that this guy either went to sleep or was at work, and his 8-hour shield expired, and then he got in this situation. So if you ever watch this, if the victim, Gerard, ever watch this, sorry to preach to the choir here, but 24-hour shields. It's KVK, nobody's safe. You should always do 24-hour shields if you plan on not being on territory, or if you are in a contested area. Now, his kingdom was all the way down here in the bottom right corner, and he was all the way in Havana. So seriously, again, 24-hour shields are just the way to go. And he had some of the best skins for infantry and everything, but nothing will help you if you get to the point where you have that many rallies hitting you. Again, 21 that I watched myself, and probably closer to 29 altogether, maybe 30 plus rallies. So it takes a lot of commitment, and he killed more troops than what he lost himself, but who wants to find themselves down more than 5 million troops? So over here, let me give a couple of shout outs. The two of the rally leaders were very kind to send me reports. So Osenagon was one of them. So thank you so much, from Kingdom 1981. And then let's take a look at what he had to show us. So his rally combo of choice was Saladin with a Khan behind him. And this report, pretty great. About a 4-to-1 ratio here, where 25k dead and 113k on the receiving side. So from there, let's look at the truth buffs. Completely max commanders, and here's what I was telling you. It was Martel with YSG behind. For some reason, the animation decided that YSG was going to be the one in the picture. And then we get into a cav attack on top, and then defense and health. So all of those look pretty great. And in fact, his infantry attack was better than the victims. And then we get at the bottom, normal attack damage is a tie, skill damage not so great, but At that point, it doesn't really matter. And then counterattack damage was greater on the victim side. But again, when you're quadruple rallying a person, it just doesn't even matter. This is definitely a juicier rally, where we get on the attacking side 26k, or I'm sorry, 76k, and then 200 and almost 80,000 dead of a single rally. I mean, that is just absolutely brutal. Again, you guys in 81 know how to throw a party. Basically the same scenario right here, and then the fourth rally that he got into, a little bit less time out there, probably towards the end of this brutal massacre, you monsters. So 4 to 46, so 1 to 10 ratio, not bad at all. And then another shout out to our friend also in 1981, Drop Bear 54, who also shared actually quite a few more reports with us, and let's get into that. So his reports are on the other side of the spectrum with archers, and then look at this, he got into quite a bit of looting. Now he has probably 15, 16, 20 people in his rally, so the looting as a rally leader is not gonna be great. You're not gonna get but maybe 500k of each of the resources, but you spread out the deaths over more people as well, so that works out well. So here you can see that this was one of the earlier rallies. We have severely wounded, so those went to the hospital, but then we get into the moment where your hospitals are full, and we get into deaths for both sides. And man, 2-1 in this, that's a pretty good report. Let's get into the second one, and then this one is a lot juicier. So we got 92k versus 200 and almost 90,000 dead. I mean, just brutal. Let's look at the truth buffs now, because it is Ed, and Ed is a skill commander. You definitely want to look at having that skill damage. So I'm kind of starting from the bottom, but you want to make sure you have that upper skill damage versus the victim. And then from there, all the archer, yeah, it looks like all the archer stats are in the right place, and even the infantry attack is in the right place for him. So altogether, I mean, again, just a brutal set of reports. 4-1, 10-1. So really good trades. I mean, it would be hard not to get good trades with 4 against 1. And then lots of looting, lots of murder here, which is, again, what we sick people who play this game like to see. So right there, that is what you have. So moral of the story. Again, I'm trying not to be insensitive here, but KVK, you're not safe unless you're in territory. And if the area is contested, you're just not safe. So go back to Zone 4, go back to your home kingdom, or put a 24-hour shield. Please, pretty please. And I say that to my kingdom all the time. The first and most important rule of KVK is be safe. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. This was a lot of work to edit and put together and talk to people and get the story. So please don't forget to like, subscribe, share it with your friends. And a special shout out again to our people in Kingdom 1981 and everybody else who participated in Lost Kingdom 123. We wish you guys luck. I hope you have a lot of fun. I hope the victim recovers slowly but surely. And thank you so much for watching. So remember, I don't always play mobile games, but when I do it right here in Ugo TV. Go smash something, my friends. See you next time. 24-hour shields, and be safe.